Good day everyone, so hope you're all doing really well. When I started playing, Fischl was the first character that I maxed out, and unfortunately as time has gone by, it's pretty much now about 2 years later, we're in a situation where Fischl is just not doing enough damage. Her ability to apply lightning is not good enough. We don't see enough of the bosses that would favor that matchup. And we have obviously a lot of newer Part 2 S-rank Valkyries that just are like dominating the competitive scene. And I think that's why if you look at Fischl's history here, you can understand why I would argue that she has fallen off quite a bit. She's a very, very fun character. I think she was the first character with a bow that was introduced, and with that the aiming system, which then paved later the way for characters like Elysia. And I like Fischl a lot here. It's I think the memories of playing against Durandal and being able to dodge cleverly and optimize and so on, it brings back a lot of the nostalgia, but unfortunately in the modern day time, Fischl is just not as competitive. There are perhaps like one or two niche bosses, perhaps in the Memorial Arena if we're lucky, where we can see Fischl getting some use, but overall you're not going to use her for her damage, you're not going to use her for her ability to apply lightning, and this is just because of how the state of the game's evolved. The enemies have large HP pools, so the disturbance is higher in the Abyss, and ultimately new units just supersede what she could have done. In any case, yeah, that is my primary argument, and this is also hence why I made the title of this video. I don't think any Genshin Impact theory crafter can argue this, because well, obviously we're playing Honkai Impact third. So for those of you that did not catch on by now, usually when people comment on my videos and they only go by the title, it's kind of insulting, so that's why I decided to put up this bit of a bait video. In any case, let's quickly talk a bit about yesterday's video, which was all about like saying that Xiangling sucks. To be quite frank with you, I don't care whether Xiangling sucks or whether she's going to be replaced by Mavuika or she's going to be stronger than ever when Mavuika releases. I do not care about that. What I do care about is the Genshin Impact community being open to more discourse and being able to explore more alternatives in terms of their team building and what they recommend to people. Because if I'm quite honest with you, I find that a lot of people that hate on Genshin Impact, that look at Genshin Impact from the outside, might say, oh yeah, it's such a baby game, you just use Xiangling and some of the 4-stars and you can easily beat the game. And very often, even people that are long-term players might write the game off as being stale because they themselves have gotten into a corner solution when it comes to the teams that they use and the builds and so on. And if you don't try out new things, if you don't like ask the rage-inducing question of, hey, maybe is Xiangling not that good? What are alternatives? Let's use Xinyan, let's use Yanfei, let's limit test some of these things, then you're going to get to a point where the game really becomes stale. Because if you're only playing the same thing over and over and over again, well, that is the definition of burnout. This is why I try on my channel to introduce as much variety as possible, and if I have to put out a rage baiting video to encourage more discourse around the game, well, ultimately I believe on the balance that that is a good thing. So that is my perspective, but I think it's unlikely to convince people that just happen to watch my channel and the last video, but it is what it is. Oh, and we got 2 higher points here in Honkai Impact 3rd, so that's kind of awesome. Alright, thank you guys for watching and keep well. Cheers.